Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Final Point. We're joined by Sean from Wilco Whites, and we are joined from our good pal Matty from Castleford, biggest Castleford fans that we know.
Fuck off.
All Cass, aren't we?
Fuck, imagine being a tosser there. Imagine being a tosser.
Only messing, lads. How are you keeping, Sean? We'll come to you first. You recovered after Saturday?
I recovered after Saturday, yeah. Obviously, you know about the channel, lads. I've messaged Yanta.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've had to delete the channel. So I got some spam subscribers on. So I've had to take the channel down because obviously that's not how I want to get subscribers. You boys know I've been dialing for the past few weeks.
Yeah.
On what to do. So I took the decision to delete it and going to start it all up again. So I maybe just have to wait a week so I can get the channel name back up and then we're good to go again. So we'll be starting from scratch. So any support is going to be welcome.
We will be announcing it between myself and we will announce when Sean is back up and running, and as soon as he is, head straight across, lads, and get subscribers back up. It's just unfortunate what happened to Sean, and he's obviously doing it the right way. He's not going buying subscribers and stuff like that. He wants his account to be genuine, like we all do. So yeah, as soon as Sean's back up and running, head across there, and we'll get subscribers back up. Matty, how are you, buddy?
Oh, good, mate. Yeah, 2 days on drink with one of them with you, crazy lot, which was just honestly one of the best days at football ever. It was a really good day. Say it were only Oxford, it was mint, wasn't it? But yeah, and then I've just been to see been to Temple Newsant to see Northern Lights. Decent afternoon walk around there with kids. So yeah, just in full Christmas mode now. It just set the tone nicely. Couple of days on piss, followed by a nice walk down some woods with kids and that. Now I'm ready now, mate. Just wanted to come now and be ready for Yeah.
Nice, happy days. We'll pass over to Dillo. Dillo, how are you?
All right, lads. Yeah, look, I should be at home doing this, but there's points to be drank down as a keg, so it's Christmas like that. So anyone in the chat, make sure you have a pint, or a vodka, like Matty, whatever he's are feeling, nice time, to have a drink, isn't it? Really, more or less. And it's Christmas, but yeah, don't forget to smash a like on the video and subscribe to Matty, and also do not forget about Sean when he does start up his new channel. But sure, we'll get into it anyway. I think we'll get straight into the game. I don't really want to talk about the antics of Saturday. My missus still isn't talking to me, even being honest with you. Yeah, that's another reason why I'm still here. No, I'm only mess.
Class.
We'll get into a couple of comments, lads, before we get into the match. So Danny here as always. Danny, hope you're keeping well, pal. Smash a like and subscribe. Let's get these lads to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and also Matty as well. Matty is very close to the 500 as well, so please head across and smash a like and subscribe on Matty's channel. Danny says that he has. I've got a Moretti out. Moretti, love that. Peacock White of LUFC. Hi, hope all well, Danny lad. Hope you're well and sorted for Christmas. Yeah, it's kind of sprung upon us, lads, isn't it? It was a quick year this year.
It's flown by.
Yeah, quick one, wasn't it, buddy? Academic. Danny, Merry Christmas, Darren, Dillo, Matty, bringing us content this year and more to come in 2025. Now I'm packing it in, Danny, soon as the year ends. It was no more. It was only a 6-month thing. We'll be here. We'll still be here. John Redmond, John, hope you're keeping well, buddy. Merry Christmas, Darren and Dylan. Good win on Saturday, but it's hard to get overexcited about beating Oxford. True. Especially at 46 quid a pop. Yeah, and then an extra hotel and extra flights. Hi all, please smash a like. Please smash the sub for the 2 amazing channel guys. Lovely. Move on a little bit. Comments are flying in. All happy Christmas one. Happy Christmas, Josh. Hope you're keeping well.
They're flying in more than your plane flowing, aren't they? Hey. But
bit early for a vodka, never too early. Good lad, mate. Straight on it.
Yeah, well,
we've changed it. Boys, it's lucky you weren't booked on the ferry. Yeah, I heard all the ferries and all we're all cancelled as well. I said Merry Christmas, Darren, the Amy, the kids, the wife, Sean, his kids, the wife. Yeah, Elizabeth.
Cheers,
Danny. Thanks very much, pal.
Same to you.
Look at that. Thanks very much. If you are here, don't forget to smash a like on the video. It is streamed as well on Matty's channel on ImaginenotbeingLeeds and on OnlyLeedsbros Instagram as well. Lad, Wait, John, we'll head to you first. Oxford, 4-0 win. What did you think?
I'm about to watch it back. It's different, isn't it, when you watch it at the game and then what it is on telly. But it was just standard win, wasn't it? We were all expecting it. I think, Matty, you called 5-0, didn't you? I said 3. It should have possibly been 5-0. Obviously, Ramazani missing that header at second half. But standard. It's well what we expected, and no surprises. I thought Oxford, they did try to play a little bit, and I think with Gary Rowett taking over, I think it might turn them around a little bit, because they do like to play a bit of football, and I think that's what they did last season, which got them promoted. So, but obviously our quality were too good for them. Even in them conditions, we can tell it's like similar home performance that we've seen all season. Crisp passing, tempo, we're all there. We were finding the passes, finding the channels, getting, the through balls we were doing a lot of through balls, and they were hitting the man, and it's just a standard home performance now. It's what we come to expect.
Yeah, totally agree. Matty, you buddy?
Yes, same pal. It was nice for us to actually predict, the scoreline, or close to the scoreline, and the game actually play out as we all expected. We do it quite a lot with Leeds, and sometimes they let us down, don't they? Especially more away from home than Elland Road. But that's 9 wins on bounce now at Elland Road. Scandalous run of form, really, absolutely superb. It's one of them, mate, where it's literally just feels like it's a training ground exercise when we play anybody. Now, I mean, we've seen Sheffield United come. We battered them. It was similar. We saw Burnley come. Yeah, the scoreline didn't happen, but we battered them in terms of how we played, how we controlled game. We look threatening every time we have ball. Yeah, we have times where we might knock it back a gear and gain control of the game and just sort of probe a little bit without, wasting too much energy. But every time we get the ball, we look quite deadly. As we know, that side, that bench, the whole squad's the depth is just insane. But yeah, in terms of the game in general against Oxford, I thought Oxford came pretty much as I expected. They didn't really offer too much. Had a couple of glimpses where if they had better quality up front, they might have had a couple of more shots on target than they had. I think they had 0 at end. But just the quality just showed through. It's honestly, I don't think it matters who we play at Elland Road. You could get a Prem team. I think we'd play the same way and we'd probably do all right. Where we go at minute, it's just standard routine. Next one, it's just all about translating it to away form now. But it was nice for us to expect, and they actually delivered on what we all sort of hoped and thought should be the result, lads.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go first. Going to give my thoughts, and then we'll pass it over to Dylan. But I think at halftime when it was 1-0, lads, it was a little bit of disappointment there, wasn't it? Because it felt like we'd complete control of the game in the first half, and it should have been more in the first half, shouldn't it? We probably should have had the game dead and buried. So even at halftime, we obviously, in the little vlog that we done with you, Mike, we were going to say, are we still saying 4 or 5? And I'm still very much, we should be coming out the second half. We should be steamrolling them, and we did. And even in them tough conditions, it's like what you said, Mike. It was like a training session at times, wasn't it? They just couldn't get near. So I think they had one chance. They got in behind and he blazed the ball over the bar. Other than that, they didn't really test us at all. But yeah, it's like you said, Mike. It's not very often that when we expect something for Leeds and everything's wrote on paper, it's very often that we deliver, and we did. It was just a formality, one of them games. But yeah, obviously, great day out yourselves. Loved it. Like, doesn't matter who you go see Leeds playing Elland Road. Once you win, you come out there happy. But it is kind of one of them, like 2 or 3 days after, I'm kind of thinking it was only Oxford. So we do kind of have to take it, 3 points in the bag, and really have to look forward for Stoke, because I think Stoke and Derby are the ones that we have to be looking at over the Christmas period to make count. And we'll pass over to Dylan.
Lads, I just want to say, firstly, Sean and Matty, I've been going to Leeds now since I was 6, maybe 7, and that was probably the best Leeds trip I've ever had.
Love that, mate. Thank you. Love that.
Thank you, mate. Yeah,
Stephen there, actually. Shout out to Stephen. We did see Stephen in O'Neill's. So big up, Stephen. Thanks very much for coming over. But yeah, lads, all seriousness, really enjoyed it. A great time, great crack. Points were flowing. We had a bit of crack. We really enjoyed it, I have to say.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Yeah, no, I can't stop smiling.
Bless him.
Mint. As far as the game goes, exactly, kind of same as Sean. It was kind of very standard. I think we knew it was a training game, and we knew we were gonna knock them out of the park. Going back to what John said, it is kind of hard. Not as much for the price of the ticket, but it was kind of standard and that we knew that we were going to win. My kind of thing, I was talking, I had a few beers on me as well, but I do remember it. I was talking to a fella outside the Moo, and he did say to me, I said, "What do you think the issue is with the away form?" Now I know I'm getting on a negative kind of thing here, but he reckons it's to do with the slow build up play as opposed to when we are playing at home. Look, it's completely obvious, but when he said it, I kind of looked at it in a bit more of a positive way. It kind of starts from the back, if you've noticed, and it's tipping around between Strike and Ampadu, and the two wing backs are kind of higher up the pitch. But we seem to not do that when we're home, and we didn't do that on Saturday. It was just feeding the wingers of every time. For me, Solomon obviously was man of the match, but yet again, Dan James, lads, he's just unbelievable. I'm really happy with the performance, like as a team effort. But then, as what John said there, it's nothing to kind of get too ahead of ourselves with, considering we do have Stoke and we do have Derby, and they're the main test. 3 points on the board. Obviously, don't get me wrong, it's a great to have, but it's the away formers that we need to kind of pick the bones off a bit more, and hopefully we will.
Cheers, Danny.
Letter some James.
Yeah, lads, we'll obviously get into it a little bit more. Obviously, Strike, he was a day before the game. He wasn't played. Ian Ampadu came back in. Sean, I'm going to pass it over to you. What did you think of Ampadu's performance? Because obviously he's been out a long time, but came in and he really held his own, didn't he?
Yeah, totally fine. Wasn't he? Just slotted straight back in there at the centre back. Didn't really miss Strike, to be honest. For me, going to be an interesting decision for Stoke game if Strike's fit. Does he come back in, or does Ampadu keep his spot because they didn't do anything wrong? Straightforward. He did what he needed to do. He won the ball, giving it into Rothwell, Tanaka, to let them drive forward with the ball and be the forward passes. A few times, though, Ampadu, we were slipping the balls through, which he can do from the back. And I think he's better than that, than Strike. A few times, lovely balls over for Dan James to run onto. So it's a different option for me, and I like what I saw. And I'd keep him there for the next game. I don't know what you boys think. Yeah, I would. I can't see him coming back into midfield at the minute. It'd be so unfair to drop Rothwell.
That's why I can't see him getting back in there. And obviously, this is the conversation, lads, that we've had the last couple of weeks with the Ampadu situation. When he does come back, how does he get into this team? And obviously, look, it's unfortunate. I think Strike has been brilliant all year. It's just unfortunate that he had the toe hamstring, and look, it was obviously best to not risk him at all, especially at a home game at Oxford. Even if Ampadu wasn't fully fit, even if James De Boyle coming in should have been well capable enough to fill in for Strike. But yeah, spot on, Sean. I think it's a hard one now for Fark, and he's really obviously he's gonna have to think, especially Stoke away. Does he bring Strike back in? And let's hope he is okay, and he is back fully fit. But it's a massive headache that he has now, Matty, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I disagree, Sean. I think Ampadu will start on the bench if Strauch's fit. He only starts again for me if Strauch's not fit for Stoke. The fact he had some sort of injury or potential injury and he were on bench still says to me we're close, or they want to add him on bench. So the fact they've got a few more days, if Strauch plays, I think Ampadu drops to the bench, but I don't think it's long till he's starting. I think it might only be a game or two, but I still think that move into the side comes into midfield for me, whether he drops Rothwell, which would be scandalous considering he's a set piece taker and how well he's played, but he's also a lone player, which will have some factor. Or the one I sort of hope he does is maybe bring Aronson out, which is controversial, I know, but a lot of people also agree that those three in midfield, could be a massive asset. But it was a really good dynamic on Saturday because, as we know, we haven't seen Ampadu play with Rothwell and Tanaka, and obviously they only came in when him and Gruev came out. So, and obviously Ampadu was first to get injured out of him and Gruev, so he didn't play with either of them. There might have been some minutes shared towards the end of the game prior, maybe, I'm not too sure, but it was really good to see that dynamic, and I think they'd work brilliantly together. What you find with Ampadu when he plays in midfield or he's played centre half before and he hasn't had Tanaka and Rothwell, I don't feel like he's had that confidence to to trust someone else to play those balls over the top to get the momentum going. As we know, we play, before we had Rothwell and Tanaka, we were complaining about momentum last season. The way we moved the ball quite slow. Start of this season, the same, and that's only really changed when we've had these new players coming in, Rothwell and Tanaka. And I quite like in this game how when he got the ball Ampadu, we didn't keep it too long. He knew Tanaka and Rothwell were showing for ball, and he gave them it and trusted them to progress the ball. And Sean's right, Ampadu did also progress the ball, which is brilliant that we've got that option there as well. But I did like how he was always looking for a Tanaka or a Rothwell rather than just holding it like we know he can do, and we know he does. And yeah, a lot of time he pings a decent ball across the pitch, or he can thread a ball. He can Ampadu. But when he isn't match sharp, I quite like how we're trusting the people that he knows can do it in our match sharp. So I really enjoyed that part about Ampadu's game. And best thing was I played 90 minutes in cover 2 positions. Obviously moved up. Gilavogi came into centre half for that last, maybe 10 minutes or so, which I was surprised to see. I thought Gilavogi to come in midfield and keep Ampadu where he is, but it just goes to show how much I can trust him. Not only is he not 100% probably match sharp, but the minute Ampadu, we can trust him in 2 positions, and after playing for 80 minutes at defence, he then puts him in engine room in midfield, knowing that there's going to be no drop-off. And I tell you what, there ain't many players at Leeds United or in any club in Championship, I don't think he'll come back from an injury like he does, and within a couple of weeks be starting and playing 90 minutes. And I know it's Oxford, and I know he didn't have much to do, but just running at full pace and turning and a lot of movements, what he hadn't had to do. You can't really practice that match sharpness in training, can you, until you're on the pitch?
Yeah, like exactly. Match fit, but then match sharpness are they're two
the intensity is a different level, isn't it, mate? So I know Oxford weren't a massive test.
That Matty as well. What about, with him playing with Tanaka and Rothwell in there, that'd give him a bit more confidence, won't it? Like you say, 100%. That's a quite interesting 100%. Point. That. Yeah.
So it's going to be really good to see how that dynamic goes forward. But like I say, I do think if we can play with 3 of them there, Ampadu can really do that, that dirty, dogged work, which we probably need more in away games, knowing that he can win the ball back and he doesn't have to worry too much about when he makes a tackle, getting the ball up to a striker or a winger. He can just lay it off and know that they'll progress it. So I think that 3 in midfield would be an absolute brilliant move.
And then you've striking route on them behind it, absolutely rock solid as well.
Exactly, mate.
Fully fit, obviously, main CBC. Bogle seems to be coming into his own again. Thought a really good game again, taking Oxford into consideration. But I think you're right, mate. I think that dynamic in the midfield would be absolutely quality for us. And people are obviously saying, well, look, you're giving it about us not attacking and getting forward more. But I really think then it lets Tanaka and Rotwell off the leash then, doesn't it? It gives them the license. You go get forward. Like I'm here, I can shore things up. So, yeah, it's something that I'd like to see as well.
But there's also something to be said about when Strike does come back. And you play, if you wanted to play 3, I do agree, by the way. It sounds harsh, and I know, Matt, you don't like this word, but to take Aronson out of there and give Rotwell or Tanaka the number 10, it would also free up a bit more of this kind of talk that we're having about Aronson and the Pirro situation, because I feel away from home you should start Joseph. If you had Tanaka in the 10 or Rotwell, and you had Ampadu beside either or whoever it was in midfield, with Strike and Road on. And as Darren said there, you're letting the leash off boys that are just held back a little bit. Because I feel like Tanaka's definitely there's more.
It's their natural game, isn't it? Tanaka and Rowell, it's their natural game to go and get forward and like that. If you had that license in there, short things up, and you let the 2 of them go, I think it would look a lot more better. And obviously, we've seen people that we obviously know. Me and you kind of agree on Brendan Aronson at times. Yeah, look, he's great, and then there's times where we're like, no, look, he hasn't got the quality. And then after the Oxford game, I see online going, Brendan Aronson was brilliant today. I'm like, well, yeah, he should have been. It's Oxford.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Oxford, so he should be good today. And if he wasn't, then there's serious questions to be asked.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, I wouldn't read too much into it, but it's the likes of Stoke away now. It's Derby away. That's where I want to see Brendan Aronson step up, because I don't feel like he's had the quality away from home. He does do the running, but just not enough for me. So yeah, mate, look, it's something that.
But in January, sorry for cutting you off. In January, do you go get a 10, or do you take the risk and let Tanaka or Rotwell play in that? See, that's what's annoying me.
I think Fark has to know from the club, lads. I think Fark has to know where he stands now. He has to be asking the 49ers, what's happening in January? Are we going for a 10 or are we not? If not, I might shake it up a little bit, let Tanaka and Rotwell off the leash a little bit, bring Ampadu back in, or I'd like to play where I'm playing and get a number 10 in. So you at least have to be having them conversations.
At least you'd know if a full squad was fit and no injuries, that if you were to experiment and we were winning and putting points on the board away from home and home, that when it did come to it, you needed to take, say, Tanaka out if you did get injured, touch wood, or Ampadu, that you can still play the way that we have been playing. But it's only, it now is the time to we've been saying it, you know, we've been in fourth gear, second gear. Now's the time to get it into sixth gear and start producing players and letting the shackles off. And then it'll also give a lot of lads a bit of confidence. And then as well, if Aronson was to be dropped, and I know you hate that word, Matty, it would also put a rocket up his arse. Same with Nanto, same with every other player that's sitting on that bench. Because lads, I don't know if it's just me, but I think we can all agree that bench is dangerous.
Yeah,
like you've got a Vogie in there as well. Like this, you know, like it's the away form that is the issue here. Like, that's what it is.
Can I just mention? I think Sean Healy's put on here. I don't like three midfielders too passive for me. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be passive playing with three midfield. I really don't, because I think Ampadu
sounds at Matty though, doesn't it?
It sounds like it won't be though, because
right, I'm taking a 10 out and going 3 back. Sure, like, well, look, you want more attacking football, but then I think then you've two going forward. Then you've got Rotwell and Tanaka going forward. You've both of them off the leash to go do what they can do instead of Aronson. And I think Rotwell has better quality on the ball than Aronson. I know it sounds mental saying. And Tanaka 100% has better quality on the ball going forward than what Aronson has.
I mean, let's be fair, lads. Yeah, if you were a winger or a striker for Leeds United, you'd want Rothwell and Tanaka threading your balls through than Aronson for me. I know he offers something different, but it's another great option off a bench again. You know, with Aronson, he can come on in 10, he can come on at left. You know, predominantly he used to play off at left. He's played off right as well, so he's not just a 10 Aronson. You know, a lot of us didn't really want him as a 10 before start of season, but now he's the only 10 we've got in club. But earlier in season, when season were kicking off, he was as much of a winger as any other ones for me. You know, he played there, and we've sort of made him a 10. Now he's the only 10 that can play there, but it does do me head in how a lot of people just think if we take him out of team, as performances drop, you know, you need a runner in there. You don't need a runner in there. You know, not if you've got Ampadu, Rothwell and Tanaka playing in midfield. You don't need a 10 that presses like he does, especially if you're going to start Joseph, which I think, again, after this game, we're probably back to talking about it again. Joseph probably should start the next game because no one's grabbing that shirt again at minute. It's tit for tat. He just needs to pick someone and leave him for an amount of games, regardless if he scores. So, to be fair, I think Joseph should start, but maybe he should start Pinot because he started it last game. Let's see some longevity to whoever's starting and let him build on some confidence in terms of, you know.
I think me for this number 10 spot, these now, the next few games, the next 3 games, are the chance now Ampadu's back fit, to try either Tanaka or Rothwell. If it doesn't happen in the next 3 games, I can't see it happening. We're either going to go buy another new number 10 or we're going to stick with Aronson.
Yeah.
Because now's the perfect time. Now's the perfect time to try.
To be fair, Sean, you know, it seems harsh to talk about because Aronson got a goal and an assist. His numbers are actually really good out there, but these are the 2 games coming up now where I'm pretty sure Aronson starts away at Stoke. These are the 2 games now where I know, and it's not to do with me, but there's a narrative between a lot of fans that don't rate him as well. It's not just me, and I don't rate him as such, but there's a lot of fans that aren't too sure on him. These 2 games now go prove it, because Oxford at home, it should be a piece of piss for you playing in 10 at Leeds United when you've got nearly 70% of the ball. It should be a piece of piss. Now, Stoke away, when it's going to be hard to break down, Aronson, make me shut my fucking mouth. Let me shut my mouth. Go do it. A few days later, Derby, go do it. Because Blackburn at home, Blackburn are a good side. I'd love
to see Tanaka in the 10 or Rothwell. I'd love it. I would. It's what I think Daniel Farker's going to do. And you're right. It's just a different option to Aronson. You know, Aronson's going to play well every game. Then it's just a different option. Like we saw Nonto come on in the 10, didn't he? Second half. I don't know.
I think he should play in 10, but like you say, I don't see that happening now. But I would have called that earlier in the season. I'd have liked Nonto.
I preferred Solomon.
Yeah, mate, I've said that as well. Yeah.
You know, he slipped Aronson through for his goal, and he was central.
We just know it's not going to happen.
He's a clever player, but he's good out wide as well, and he's good out on the left. But yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? It is.
Yeah, we agree. So pulling up this comment, obviously, last from Paul Axon saying Aronson's on for 19 to 15 goals this season if he plays the full season. Watch our beef, and I don't think any of us here as Leeds fans have any beef, because at the end of the day, once any player throws on the show for Leeds, we're going to back them. And obviously, it was hard for him coming back here, and it's great to see him doing well. But I do think in the home games, Aronson is fine, like that against Oxford. He does stand out, which he obviously should. It's just for me, and it's the issue away from home. I think Aronson goes missing an awful lot for us, and we do have a lot of possession away from home, and it's slow and it's drab. So do we really need Aronson, you know, doing the running about bit? Not really. We need someone with a bit of quality that can unlock defences, and I think that's where it is. I'm not saying get Aronson out the door, you know, he's no good, drop him, get rid. Like, it's not that whatsoever. It's an alternative to, like what Sean says, let's find an alternative when it's not working away from home. you know, can we change it up? If we're going to go get number 10, happy days. If we're going to switch formation and go 4-3-3, or if we're going to try Tanaka or Rotwell in there, fine. But just find another solution, because I just think away from home, it's not working, and it's not fair on Aronson as well, because you can see a player in there struggling. So for me, that's where my issue is with Aronson.
It's mad. Last year
what
we had,
happens if Aronson gets injured then?
no,
That's
exactly.
it, Sean. It's that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's that as well. Buddy.
It's mad. Like last year, we had Rutter, who got the assist but didn't really get the goals. Aronson's getting more goals than assists, really struggling with assists. I know, obviously, he got one the other day, but I think he's got 6 goals and maybe 3 assists. He's just not creative enough. He's going to get goals. He's an attacking midfielder. He's stood on the edge of the box. He's in the box. He's in that part of the field. We play a lot of balls across the box. We have a lot of shots. We have a lot. There's a lot of chances for him to put the ball in the net. He's in that position. He's good. The ball is going to find him. But I just prefer a creative player. I don't see him, honestly. I'll eat my ass, which I ain't even wearing. If he scores 19 to 15 goals, I'll be gobsmacked. But Paul Atkins, it's not a dig at Aronson. I think he's doing way better than I thought he'd do. And I was one of them who weren't too keen on him coming back, and he won me over on that Portsmouth game. Even with that miss, that probably made me feel for him even more. He got us a point on that day when it looked unlikely. And I think he's doing great. I really do. I just think when we look at the away performances, and it's a mentality thing, there's a lot of issues in that. I think that 10 unlocks the key to being the best side in this league, as we all say and think we are. I think that's the only issue. It's the creativity, which he has to be the main guy in creativity for me. You can't expect it all come from wingers. We've got creative midfielders behind Aronson. They're not getting the goals, no, but they're getting a lot of pre-assists. They look like the progressive ball. But for me, Aronson just needs to come up with a bit more quality. But he is going to get goals, because there's a lot of that ball's in and around that box, and he's in there and he's busy. He's going to get on the end of a lot of chances. So yeah, he's doing, in terms of numbers, he's doing way better than I expected. But to the eye test, I think he could do more. He loses the ball a lot. But it's not an Aronson bashing. I don't want to go down that road really.
Yeah, we're going to go down that road.
But he's doing really well. But like the lads say, he can't do it for 46 games, I don't think, or 40 odd games. There needs to be some rotation there, because if he gets injured and we haven't really tried anyone else in there, then it's trial and error on the game, on the go. So I'd rather have another option, a backup, bring someone in January, have someone who's played 2 or 3 games there behind him. So if it does happen, when it does happen, because we saw under Jesse Marsh, he beasted him. He can't play at that level, I don't think, for 40 games. We've seen it before. He dips off towards the end of the season, and we all know what he can do, but we also, he's got a lot of frailties in his game, and I just think over the length of a season, he's going to drop off. So I just want another option in there, something different, a different profile. And I think that unlocks, I think that's the missing jigsaw piece me for the away form. Aronson at home's fine, no issue. Yeah. Away from home, a bit more creativity. And I think, that unlocks that's the key for success for me going forward.
Yeah, same way, you agree.
I'm going to throw a wild statement out here, lads.
Ooh.
Why not away from home if Joseph isn't on it? Why not put him up top? Because he can do the running.
Aronson.
And every time that he's on the edge of the box, if he has a shot, he's blooming it over the bar. It's little tap-ins he's scoring. What I'm trying to say is he's a very complex player, Aronson. And I don't think any of us know where his natural position is, whether it is in the wing, whether it's up top or in that 10, or even in midfield.
Enough, Dilla.
You don't think so?
I think same, Sean. He's definitely bulked up from when we seen him in the Premier League. He's definitely a bit stronger than what he is, but I still just don't feel like he has that full kind of physicality. And again, like it does come across like we're giving an Aronson bashing here, and it's not really. It's just to have that kind of safety net, lads, isn't it? That when it isn't working away from home, which he has, like the Blackburn away was horrendous, lads. I thought it was probably one of his poorest games, and to no fault of his own. Daniel Farke should have realised that, and his in-game management and taking him out there and then, and it's to have that alternative, someone with just a little bit of quality on the ball. Because at times I just don't think he does have it. Like I just don't think he has the quality on the ball. Is what we need for Leeds United. So we just need that alternative. Yeah, like that, the running, the tenacity. He has it in abundance. He'll run his socks off you every day of the week, and we love that as Leeds fans, and that's what we do love about Brendan Aronson. He'll always give 110%, even if he's not on it. But there's times where that's just not enough. There's times you need quality on the ball as well, and then that's what I think is his downfall.
He took his goal really well, didn't he? But when you look at that, I think it was Solomon that set him up, wasn't it, with that beautiful little pass inside, and he ran onto it. That sort of ball, I don't think he'd. Look at Joe. I don't think Aronson would play that sort of pass, but it would a lovely finish by Aronson. Do you know what I mean? And it's just one of them.
That reverse pass for Bogle as well. That no-look reverse pass to Bogle for Bogle's goal as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but
we all have his different preferences, don't we? You know what I mean? Like I say,
he is doing the right thing, and he's getting the numbers. And
Big up, Joe.
I think we just need a different option, just to give us a bit different option. Like say,
yeah, same mate. Yeah, yeah, same, Sean. No, I'm the exact same. It's not taking him out of the squad at all. Like I think he's class in there. He's definitely exceeded my expectations coming back here. I thought he was going to flop. I really did. I was hoping for him to do well, but my mind was saying he's not going to do well. He's proved me wrong. He's bulked up. He looks a lot stronger. Not at the level that I think he should be at, but it's just the quality at times, lads. Like, you even see again watching the highlights back today, some of his chances, he snatches at his chances, just little things, getting his knee over the ball, and I just think like a natural kind of number 10 does that. Yeah, that again, it's just.
Do you know what it is? I think if we didn't have the Rothwell, Tanaka, and Ampadu conversation, we wouldn't even be talking about Aronson. You know what I mean? I think it seems like we're giving him a bashing, but the conversation comes up because we're trying to fit 3 midfielders in now. And whether you agree that Ampadu should come back in or not, most people know that, it's obvious Farker will bring him back in, and none of us want to lose Rothwell or Tanaka. So the easy scapegoat is to take him out. And then what we're doing now is try to find weak. You end up going down a lane, don't you, where you find it, you try to back your narrative. So I think those 3 should play in midfield. Who am I going to take out? I'm going to take Aronson out, and here's the reasons why. Then all of a sudden it sounds like you're bashing him. It's not, but we'd prefer to see this option, so then we try to think of reasons as to why we want that option, and we're not bashing him really. I should just say Aronson's doing well, but I just would prefer Rothwell, Tanaka, and Ampadu in there, regardless of his faults. I just think that's a better solution. But you end up sort of like probing around and sounding like you're bashing him. We're not. I just think he's coming back in, so it's either Ampadu or Rothwell to go out, and I would rather keep Rothwell in. That's really what my point is. Yeah. Because we all know Ampadu's coming back in. No matter what anybody says, we know it's happening. We know Ampadu's back in, Sean. No matter what anybody says, where were his leadership qualities back in the last season? I think easy put earlier. There's all these, you either like him or you don't. People think Ampadu's best thing since sliced bread at one point last year. Now, because we haven't seen him for a while, he's shy, and these two are better. We know Farker's playing Ampadu when he's fit. 100%. He could even start him at Stoke. He's just played 90 minutes, lads. It could even be already starting. So how do we fit him in? So me personally, it's Rothwell or Aronson who comes out, and I just prefer Rothwell.
Yeah,
that's what I'm at.
I think the only way we know is when we see it and when it happens, and then we can make our own decisions whether it works or not.
And like that, Sean, we're only sitting here behind the computer, and obviously, that's what we see. And then like that, if we do try it and we do go 4-3-3, or we do try Tanaka and it doesn't work, then we hold our hands up and go, that video, that final point when I said I wanted Aronson out the squad, I was completely shite, I was talking shite and I was completely wrong. And you hold your hands up. Like, we're never all going to be right, we're not experts. No. You just give your opinion. And
that'd be our own preference, though. Is he going to make any massive change for Stoke? He made massive changes last year at Stoke and we lost, didn't we?
No, I don't think he does, Matty, to be fair. I think it'll probably be more or less the same thing. I think we might see Joseph come in for Pirro. I think that probably be the one, and then again it'd be interesting with Strike if Strike is fit and back in the squad where he goes and put it back in there. That would be interesting, but I can't see wholesale changes. Can you, lads? I can't see him shaking out. Is
Voba close to being fit again? Was he on bench last game? I can't remember.
No, he didn't make it.
He wasn't on bench. What is it?
It's either Badham or Schmidt left back, then is it, and then Bogle at right back. That's how we're looking.
Yeah, and again, boy, almost fast, doesn't he?
Yeah. So, like you say, I think only changes will be, like you say, maybe Stroud for Ampadu, depending on that fitness, and then talk at the top. I don't think he'll change wingers unless there's that rotation in there. But I feel like both of them, you can't drop either of them at minute, can you? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Pirro got a better rating than Rothwell and Byram at weekend. Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
Yeah, that's what stats.
That's because of the assist. I think he got the assist, didn't he?
That's why he's the best striker in the championship.
He is the best.
He has one here. 49ers had a problem in January. I'm always certain they will not buy a keeper, a left back, a 10, a 9. You might get a lone player who hasn't played needing 6 weeks to get fit. And look, that's obviously the big question. I can't see much, lads, in January. Can you really? That's obviously more kind of touching on the January window. Like, I think like that, if we do, it probably is going to be a number 10. I can't see much by way of coming in. I don't think we will.
I feel like it's going to be quite messy, mate. I think, like when if you were to go buy an house and you just had cash, you'd do it like that. But when you've got to sell your own house and then buy an house, it's a bit harder. And I think we're only going to bring someone in when someone goes. So we've got, say a Geldart or a Bamford, we've got to get that through and then get someone, or we get someone hoping we push that through. But will they go for a big player, hoping that we get someone out of door and maybe end up with we keeping him as well. So it's a bit, I think it's a bit messy because they'll only do 1 in, 1 out. I think he's happy with squad. I don't see him bringing a 9 and a 10 in, no one going out. And like I say, if people have got to go out, you've got to obviously wait for those situations to go out as well, haven't you? So I think it's a little bit messy, but what they need to be doing is sorting it out early on, not letting it, rumble on towards the end of January. And that's outgoings as well. Negativity around the side. January is a massive month. If there's anybody wanting to go, putting their hand up, they don't want to be, let them go early doors and get out there and replace them. You've had enough time now to assess this season. Everybody's been saying we need a 10 for months now, regardless if you like. I mean, I know Joe Wayman, he loves Allenson, and even he still says we needed a 10 in January, and they were saying that in November. So if we're saying it, then they're definitely saying it. I'll have a list. So just go get it done early. Don't let it rumble on, because that's when problems start. And January is a massive month, isn't it? You know what I mean? It always is.
One here from Danny, lads, I think is obviously an interesting one as well, and it's something that a couple of weeks ago we were saying about forward coming back in. I didn't think we'd be in this position with forward, but Boyum obviously again, he's just Mr. Consistent, had a solid performance the weekend. His overlaps were there, his running, he always just gives 100%. If Volber is fit, do you think he does come back into left full? For me, it kind of basically matters on Boyum, doesn't it? How fit he actually is, isn't it?
Yeah, Bynum's done naught wrong. He never lets us down, whether he plays right back or left back. So for me, Bynum keeps his spot. And then if not, put Volber back in there. Not an issue for me. I like him. I do. Yeah. But
I think
Bynum's
Byram's got a really good understanding as well, hasn't he, with Solomon at the minute. You can see, obviously, Bogle and James at the minute. I'd say Bogle's favourite player to play with on that right-hand side is James. I think they've got a really good synergy between them. And I've also seen that with Solomon. Considering they're both right footers, Solomon and Byram, you think it won't work, but it does, to be fair. And you're seeing a bit more variation from Solomon. He's not just coming inside as much as he used to. He's going outside as well. Yeah. Byram's also...
Well, even his goal, not bother off his left foot. Not bother off his left foot.
Not at all.
Yeah. Well able to
put a couple of balls in with his left foot, didn't he?
I mean, decent. You know what it is with Volber? I think he's looked brilliant for those couple of games he's come in. It sort of clouded everyone's judgment with Firpo. The thing is with Volber, he gives you a set piece for it in the air. He's also can take a mean free kick. Not that he's probably going to take many, but it's an option. I do think though, when Firpo's back, depending on the contract situation, now it's died down a bit, and Volber's been out for a game. Let the dust settle a bit. I look at it and go, if Firpo's fit and dedicated to being here till at least the end of the season, I would imagine Firpo gets his shirt back. Is it Danny who said that? But Volber's definitely a great option, and it's for me, Volber and Firpo have got to go head to head for that shirt now. And Byram will always be back up, and I love Byram. He's my favourite full back at the club. I've made no bones about that, but I do think Volber's definitely got in with a shout for that shirt. It all depends on how committed Firpo is, because I know Farker, he holds no prisoners, and if he thinks he's got an eye on a move, there'll be talks, there might be murmurs in background, he won't play him for me. So if you see Firpo playing and starting, I'd say that shows his commitment, because Farker won't mess around with this.
No. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Totally agree.
Park said in June, the 10 was needed, Rutter was gone. What have the 49ers done to replace him? F all. And I think it was probably the narrative that was pushed by Angus Kinnear on the square ball when he came in. He very much touched on the situation of Brendan Aronson, didn't he? And he did say, oh, well, look, if we signed him this year for 25 million, we all kind of be waxing lyrical about it. But yeah, for me, I don't think we all kind of disagree on this, lads. It is a number 10. It just seems to be the only kind of missing thing in this comment, in this.
Bring that Liam Moore comment up, mate. Bring that Liam Moore one up at bottom. Because I didn't see it. What did you say earlier? Because I missed it.
I'm going to threw me there a little bit, Liam. We're not bottle jobs and we're not skipping your comments. We're having a conversation, Liam, with loads of other comments coming in. So we're not bottling your comments. If you want to throw it up again, we'll have a discussion.
Let me go back.
I don't know, but he keeps whinging now. Maybe kicked.
Liam Moore. Let's have a look. Where is it?
I can't see it.
I can't see it.
Oh, yeah.
What's he said?
If we lose against Stoke, are you Farker in still? If so, why?
Well, I'll jump on that one. If we lose away at Stoke, I'm still Fark in, but I'll be singing from rooftops that I'm not happy and there needs to be some sort of change. I don't think it's a managerial change at all. Stoke away on Boxing Day, it's a massive banana skin. We can all sit here and say we should get 3 points. We should. But yeah, it's definitely banana skin. Day after Christmas Day, away from your families. I've done a video today speaking at press conference. I don't know if you saw it. Farker touched on basically that Christmas Day, they're all in. You know, I think they'll have morning with the families. At dinner time or just after dinner time, they'll be in training, watching some videos, and then they're going to Stoke on Christmas Day night, staying over. So it's a massive game. You know, I assume every football team does this. It's not new to Leeds United, but I know they're on plenty of money. We'd all probably, you know, give up half as Christmas Day if we were on 30, 40 grand a week, wouldn't we? But most valuable thing in life is time, and these players have got money in abundance, so they'll rule the fact that they're missing out on the Christmas with the families and the kids on a big chunk of Christmas Day. So they'll, you know, like everyone will be, the hungry for win. But for me, they've got to turn it round now. It's a massive game, huge game. They've got to go and show us what they're made of. But if we lose, I don't think we're bottle jobs. And we didn't avoid question, but I don't think we're daft or stupid to suggest that he still remains in charge if we lose to Stoke. We're still going to be at mix. Should we beat Stoke? Yes. Will I be pissed off if we lose to Stoke? Fucking yes, I will, pal. I'll be livid if we lose to Stoke. Could I see it coming? Potentially. But I'm still Farking. I am still Farking. I'll stop believing in Farker when I don't feel we're going to get promoted. And if we lose to Stoke, that ain't going to change my view on us still getting promoted. Go away to Derby and don't win again, then it starts to snowball. We're already in the middle of a bit of a snow avalanche at the minute with this away form. It is. We need to nip it in bud ASAP. But I'm definitely not Fark out if we lose this game, mate, but I'll be fuming. I will be fuming. I won't lie. But
it's a wild take, that.
It is.
That's a wild take to say it's Fark.
He's obviously Fark. He's obviously Fark out, isn't he? Obviously.
Especially at the home record, lads. We're flying at home. We're absolutely flying at home. So even turn around and suggest when you're only 3 points off the top of the table to sack your manager is ludicrous.
But this is the conversation that we're having when it comes to the likes of Aronson. You know, while we're coming in at left back, we're trying to give our best honest opinion about what way a team should be set up away from home or the home record in general, which is good. So I'm trying to put it to Liam here in a way. What is your issue with Fark? Like, why are you Fark out? Considering we got 90 points last season. Yes, the board kind of screwed us over when it came to Rutter, Somerville, and etc. But we're still the best team in the championship. Yeah, you could say the away form is. That's the point that we're trying to make. There's an issue there, but some of it is on Fark. It's slow build-up play. It's very late subs, the usual. But I'm not going to say I'm Fark out because he's making late subs. I'm not going to say Fark out because he's picking the wrong players. I'm not Fark out at all. I'm Fark in, and I'm going to stay Fark in because, as Matty said there, he's the man that's going to get us up, lads. So the Fark outs, you need to look in the mirror at yourselves first of all and say to yourselves, well, where were we a few years ago when we were in League Two? We had, mad managers. At the end of the day, this club is only building and building and building, and it's like a simmering pot of water. It hasn't hit a hot temperature yet. It's not boiled over yet. That's what will happen when we get to the Premier League. Now, what I will say, whether we get to the Premier League and if we get to the Premier League, is Fark the man for the job? Only time will tell. Hopefully the 49ers will back him, but I'll be the first person to say, if he's not performing. Yeah. But that's up to the board to back him. But for now, he's the man for the job, 110%.
This conversation comes next year, doesn't it, Dilo? Not right now. This comes next year.
This is what we're trying to run before we can walk. We have to get out of this division first. Once we get out of this division, then we can kind of have that conversation.
I'd love to know what names so people who want him out, who would you bring in now? So if you sack Farker after Stoke, win, lose or draw, who do we bring in before Derby? Who do we bring in at New Year? Like who you know 100%.
In fairness, the easy has been Farker for a long time.
It's consistent. His sound is easy.
Easy in fairness here, but we always kind of look at loggerheads about Farker, but you always back up your point with a reason why you want them, like a reason why you want to be out. So in fairness, there's no denying it, lads. There is a section of the fan base that just haven't warmed to Daniel Fark. Now whether they're Bielsa widows or what they are, like it's just. But to me, like Sean, I don't know about you, buddy. Like Fark to me is probably the second best manager we've had in the last 20 years. Like some people kind of say Grayson, but like at this level, push for the championship, like he's definitely behind Bielsa. Is his football absolutely scintillating week in, week out? No, absolutely not. But he's getting us there. We're getting close. We were very unlucky last season. It's all trending in the right direction for us to go up this year, isn't it?
Of course it is. He's the best man for the job. His record speaks for itself, and he's proven it time and time again. Let's talk about the Premier League next season if we're there, and then it's a different question because we've all got us doubts. But right now, the way we do it, how we're playing, okay, away form not fantastic, but come on, you got to say he's the best man for the job, and the 49ers went out and got the best man for the job. I'm happy with him. Frustrated sometimes, as we all are, but yeah, it's a wild take to say if we lose one game, back out. That's crazy. You know, we're going to lose. That'll only be his 4th loss this season. So it's crazy how some fans think. For
that's
me,
wild. That Sean, he said here that he thinks Gerrard walks this league with a 4-3-3. Like, are you saying, Liam, that you think Steven Gerrard takes over Leeds and switches to a 4-3-3, walks this league?
He couldn't. Gerrard couldn't do it in Saudi Arab League or whatever, could he?
No, it's one of them. We all have different opinions. It's next comment down. We all have different opinions, don't we? And,
sorry, I haven't got there.
But you know what it is, Sean. I just think if you don't like Farke, you don't like Farke. I don't like.
No, I don't like him for Premier League. If we get up in Premier League, I wouldn't want him. But
yeah, it's another comment. It's another conversation, isn't it?
But for the Championship, he's the best man for the job. Please give me another name. Steven Gerrard, come on. No, not for me.
Do you know what I feel like it is? It's like
he's got the best record and he's the best man.
Game. If we want to lose Stoke, you know, like imagine, you know, you're happy with your missus, your wife or your girlfriend, everything's all right. You don't have to be brilliant all the time, but it's all right. You have one argument. What do you do is fuck it off. Like, and I don't get it. Like, we lose to Stoke, it's one row. You haven't done dishes or whatever. It's like, fuck off. Like, no. Like, I fucking love you. You love you. You fight. You're a team. You're a family. You pull together and you get through it. Like,
we're halfway through the season. We've only lost 3 games.
Yeah, like there's always going to be shit in every relationship. Like, you're always going to go through. And look what Sean said. Like, what did we lose last year? 10 games, lads. 11 games, and we still got very, very close. Yeah, we should have got promoted. We know that. I don't even think we'll go near that this year, lads. So, like, I think we'd be probably less.
I tell you now, and I'm not putting it solely on Tanaka. If we had Tanaka in that midfield last year with Roar, we wouldn't be even here having this conversation because we'd be in the Premier League.
Yeah. And you know what it is, lads, as well. I know what it is, right? You can blame Farke as much as you want, and like say, you know, where he sets us up away from home, we're too slow and all this. You can say what you want, but also it wasn't Farke's fault Melier dropped that ball. I didn't catch that ball at Sunderland. Yeah. It wasn't Melier's fault Solomon slipped over. It wasn't Melier's fault Rodon dived in at Norwich and give a penalty away. It wasn't his fault referee didn't send off that Preston player, and it's come out today that it should have been a red card. There's so many permutations. You can look at anything, can't you, and look at the side you want to push a narrative of. Let's be honest. I've just pushed a narrative there of 4 moments there that have probably cost us 6, 7, 8 points. They don't happen, and we're top at league, and why you're probably still looking for excuses to why Farke gets out. And eventually, you will be right. I think you'll be right. I think 10 games into next season, you'll be right, pal. You'll be right, easy. You'll be right, Liam. Because I think he don't last 3 months at Prem. I don't, because I think we'll struggle.
And we've said that. If you watch back, all of our final points, we've said it. Remember, like, I was even a lot more critical than what you were. And I turned around and I said it. Like, this isn't just Radulani. This isn't an Italian with a few quid in the back pocket. This is a whole entity. There's so many invested in this. We've already seen Will Farrell, Jordan Speed, X amount of, celebrities that have invested in Leeds. The 49ers will be trigger happy. And I do believe after 5 or 10 games, if Leeds aren't where they should be, the 49ers will have absolutely no problem pulling that trigger because they need Leeds to be in the Premier League. They need this to work. They need this for the stadium redevelopment. Like, Liam is obviously saying his record is 2 promotions. Brilliant. Well, let him have 3 and 2 embarrassing Premier Leagues. Well, then we'll sort it out when we get there. Do you know what I mean? Let's not worry about the future yet when we haven't even got there. We're not even entitled to talk about the Premier League yet because we're not there, lads.
But he's going on about Daniel Farke's record, 2 promotions, 2 embarrassing Premier League. Right, that's fair enough. We're still forgetting here that the 49ers weren't involved in the sacking of Bielsa, the Jesse Marsh, Javier Garcia, Sam Allardyce. So what we're going to keep, it seems to be, for me, Leeds need to keep, getting rid of players, managers, a constant thing, and getting new when it's not working, We've had 1 season with Farke. He's got 90 points, lads. He's got 90 points, right? And if he doesn't do it this year, I just see the comment there, would you give him a third? I think it was John Redmond. Would you give him a third year? Me personally, yes. I would again, yeah. 110%. Determined on where we finish. Like, at the end of the day, I know we're Leeds United, but there's probably some people in here that expect us that we should be, up there because we are Leeds United. That's not the case. We need to earn it on the pitch and we need to earn it off the pitch. Now, with that being said, it all comes down to the board. If Leeds don't get promoted or we miss out on another Wembley final and they sack Farke, will I turn around and go, it was the wrong decision? No, because I back the board to a certain degree. But when it's not going our way, we don't just get rid of our manager because he's not doing well because we've lost against Stoke. The home form is there. The away form isn't. So that's something that needs to be kind of concentrated on at present time. But I wouldn't be getting rid of them. Like at the end of the day, like any of them teams that are down the championship from fifth, say from sixth to first, are going for it. They're trying to get into the, whether it's the automatic promotion or into the playoffs. So if we're in and around that, what is the issue? He's expecting us to walk this league. This league is the hardest league in the world. I don't care what anyone says.
To get out of it, to get out of it.
100%. So we can't expect us to be a Leicester or just trying to dominate the league. It's not going to happen. And yeah, I do believe that we're the best team. Yes, I do. I believe that we've the best players, but there's just things that need to be kind of ruled out. But at the end of the day, I'm not at the training ground every day of the week. I don't see what he sees. He's obviously seeing it from a different perspective to what we are. And this is only just opinions at the end of the day. But I'd much rather have Farke as a manager than have Heckenbottom.
So I love this, mate. Love it. What's all this about moderators? I've seen someone say moderators are dyslexic. I don't even. Honestly, we aren't big enough moderators. And I aren't dyslexic, and I probably can't spell moderator. Like I've seen a few people say something like "answer the question, mods," or "I'm done." I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We're streaming to 2 channels. I don't know if some comments aren't seen and some are. I don't know.
Yeah,
look, if you think we've got moderators, then
obviously look at that. We obviously did at the start. This is obviously live on OnlyLeedsbros and ImaginenotbeingLeeds. So if some comments aren't getting read out, they're obviously not being pulled across, but it's not. And we definitely don't have moderators. We haven't even got 500 subscribers. Don't be just three lads.
Can I give you some stats about Stoke? Let's change it up. So 19th in league. They've picked up 4 points in the last 8 games. They've had 1 point in the last 5. They haven't won a game since 6th of November, which it was against Blackburn. So they're not on form. And I know we're saying it could be a stumbling block, but I do fancy us for this game. I really do. Their form's terrible at the minute, really bad. And it could be a potential banana game, but come on. I mean, do you think for me? I heard a comment on. I listened to White Snake's Bites. Lad who does it, and he said something about the away form, and he said, "Do you think it could be mental? Not to do with tactics. Could it just be a mental?"
I've said that
with the players.
Yeah, I do.
And I thought, do you know what? Maybe, possibly, it could be something mental. And
thanks, Danny boy.
Do you know what, Sean? Did you see the press conference today? It was. Hi, Millie. It was very short and sweet, but he sort of went from a different angle, did Farke, and he basically put it onto the other player. He put it onto the other side, stepping up the game, which I thought were quite interesting because we all sort of say that it's everyone's FA Cup final, and he basically said that about saying that line, did Farke today, which is sort of taking any blame off himself and the players, which some people will also diss and say that is wrong to say that, but he definitely brought up a good point and just says this, most away games that we go to, their home crowd, it's a sellout. They all lift the game and raise the percentages to play Leeds, and we all say that, regardless if you think Farke should think that and say that. There's other excuses and reasons why we're not winning away from home. It's not just that, but that's definitely a factor. So when you look at it, these away games, we look at Leeds and rightly so, we pull them a bit when they don't perform well. But we have also got to look at the opposition. They're set up really well. Preston played well. They could have even scored another one. You don't break like some of these games. Bristol City away. Did we play to our level? No, because it don't matter if we play to our level, and some matches we'll still beat them. But if we don't play to our level, it doesn't take them. They don't have to be a great side or whatever. They can just set up really tough to break down. Odd counter attack, and they're in with a chance of winning. If we are at our level, we can't be at our level every game. And I'm thirsting to blast him. You've seen me on Joe's show, you've seen me on my show, and here I'm really passionate. I'll give him it if I need to give him it sometimes when maybe they don't deserve it. But away from home, it's not just on Farke, it's not just on players. There's a mentality issue there for me where the other team raises the game and we can't quite get up for these games. A physical battle, a physical edge when we're up against some of these midfielders, these centre-halves that are big and strong, and sometimes we just wilt a little bit. Where I think really, Elland Road's an harder game to play for Leeds United. you know, that can be a really hard place to play football. That shirt can be really heavy for certain players. We've had players play for our club who don't deserve to wear that shirt. We all know that over the years. League One days, Championship days, we've had some poor players. This side can play, and they're not feeling the pressure to play in Elland Road. You know, we don't go on runs like this very often. This is new. Farker's brought this. We didn't do runs like this under Bielsa. Farker's brought this absolute dominance fortress that we've got at Elland Road. He's brought that to Leeds. He had it at Norwich. He's brought it to Leeds. Little tweaks, maybe tactically, maybe. You know, mentality-wise, a win at Stoke eradicated for me in one performance. It's not much to turn it round. I'm pissed off. I'm frustrated. I haven't got the answers. If we had the answers, we'd tell Farker and we'd be winning every week. It's not like that. But it's not the end of the world. It's not that far away from being achievable that we go on a run, and that includes sorting the away games out, lads. Sorry, I don't have to.
You look at the away game. People say stats don't matter, but you look at the away form. The stats are there. It's like you've just said, Matty. It's the tiny little details now. Get them ironed out. We're going to blow teams away, and we are going to start picking up points away from home. I've no doubt about it. So let's all just stay calm. You know, all this fark out at minute, it's just crazy.
It's laughable.
You know, it's laughable. It so is. Whether we draw, I'd take a draw away at Stoke because I think we'll go beat Derby. And then I think we'll beat Blackburn at home as well. So I'll be happy with
I'm going to throw this out here, lads. I genuinely think Leeds are going to win against Stoke. I think it's going to be 3-2.
I think it's a trickiest one out of three, though. I think it's the trickiest one out of three. I really do. I know people will say Blackburn is a trickier game, but because it's at home, I think that just totally... And they've just lost as well, so that momentum sort of probably swings in our favour.
Yeah.
Blackburn, it was before the last game, wasn't it, Blackburn? But I look at it and I go, Derby, we know we can beat them. If we were to go away to Derby and not win, then that would 100% I'd be blagged because we've just hammered them, you know, and made them look so average. So for me, Stoke's probably the hardest of the three. I'd be happy with 7 points out of 9. I don't think you can ever complain at 7 out of 9 points, Sean. And I do think if it's going to happen like that, this will be the toughest game. But I do think when you look at these three games, we still fuck out my nice feet, sir. I do love you, Easy. I do love you. The top guy, Easy, you really are, pal. But
yeah, he is. He's good.
Yeah.
I have to give it to him. He backs up what he says. Like, to be fair, he does.
He does. You can't even be bothered with someone. You know, be mad at someone like that. You know, we all have different opinions, but at least if you're true to your word and you don't flip flop, that's fair enough. And don't get me wrong, you can have a difference. You can change your opinion based on form, based on results. But I do love how Easy he don't fancy him, and that's it. We could win league by 15 points. He still don't want him to start season in Prem, and that's fine. And there is some validity to that point. I understand what he's saying. I think Farker may not make it through a Premier League campaign. Easy saying, well, why not just start it now? Why not give a new manager a pre-season? You can't argue with that point. I just think it's harsh to do well and then not get rewarded for doing well. But in Easy's head, it's business, it's football. If a new man can come in on first day of pre-season and the end up the first Premier League season 5 places higher, it's the right call, but you don't know, do you? So everything you say is easy. You bang up money, mate, because it's your opinion, and you. To be fair, you don't talk a lot of shite, to be fair, even though you fark out. You're total opposite end of scale to what we are, yet we still see sense in what you're saying, which is it's a great debate. I do love it, and I love your messages every time, and I'm sure these guys do because you get stuck in and you're always here for it. So happy days, man. I love it. I love a bit. I love it. Love it. So boring if we all thought the same, man.
It would be, wouldn't it?
It would. It would be, mate. I just close channel down and just go sit and talk to missus or something, you know what I mean, about EastEnders or something like that. It's just no point.
Yeah,
that's what I used to do going to bed. But
the thing is, in 4 games' time, my opinion could change. Depends on results, doesn't it? But at the minute, we're getting results.
That's what it is. Yeah. Like, if it keeps rolling on, like I think someone said it there. I think it was like Stoke and Derby away. Like we have to be going to Stoke, lads. I don't think any of us are going to Stoke saying, you know, oh look, yeah, that's going to be a tough place to go. Like I fully expect Leeds to go there. I fully expect us to beat Stoke. I fully expect us to beat Derby. We have to. We can't be going there. You know, I'll pick up the draw and let's hope we get over here and let's keep our home form going. So yeah, I fully expect us to go to Stoke. It has to be better, lads. Surely it's better. I did say it at Preston, especially after the Blackburn game. I thought that would have been the trigger to Daniel Farke. Right, I need to change it up. He did in that Preston. But surely, lads, surely after Preston, he's saying, right, it needs a shake-up away from home. I really am looking forward to the Stoke game because it can't be the same again, surely, lads. It can't be that slow tempo, drab movement. It has to be quicker, doesn't it?
No, its problem is, mate, as well, like, we have an away game, or you might have back-to-back away games, but you're never too far away from an home game, are you? Problem is, you have a poor away performance, and you think, right, next away performance, he needs to change them up, and then we play at home and win 3 or 4, 5-0, or 3 or 4-0, and then we're doing all right. We'll try that again next week. Do you know what I mean? It's like we've just beat Oxford 4-0. He probably ain't asked to make it full. He probably ain't looking at it going, we're away from home, let's tweet. He's probably just looking at it going, go play football, lads. You just beat them 4-0, go do it again. But he does need to change something away from home. Do you know what I mean? Because we are away from home and it is tough. But I've been saying all season, well, this last few months, especially, like, I'm worried about when we go to Turf Moor and, Bramall Lane. Although some people are saying they'll be easier games than your Stokes and your Derbies because they'll come out and play football. So it depends which way you look at it. I'm thinking we need to sort us away form out before we play these big boys. Other hand of it, we'll probably find them easier because they're going to come out and play. So it's an interesting conversation, but mentality-wise, a winner against Stoke and that, it just gets that monkey off your back. It's like anything, innit? If it rolls on another week, before you know it, we've won, 2 away games in 10 week, like 2.5 months, we've won 2 away games. I think it's got to a point now where it's a ridiculous stat for such a good side. So we'll get the monkey off us back, Stoke, and then you look forward then, don't you, to hopefully a decent run.
Yeah, we're gonna lose more games, lads. Like that's what the issue is. I think people are gonna put it all on. We should be just winning and winning and winning and winning. That's not gonna be the case. But I genuinely think Leeds will be Stoke. But like we're gonna lose more games. Everyone is just gonna chill out a little bit. Let's see how it goes. If it's a consecutive thing, we're losing at home, then we're losing away, then we're losing at home, then then we can kind of have that argument then to say get him out. But at the minute he's still performing at home. Yes, it's the away form. Yes, it is Fark. That's the issue. The players are on the pitch there and being told what to do. What I've noticed with the away form, it's a slow build up. It's too dull. There's no match sharpness there. It's knocked around at the back. And then you have people going, well, Leeds have 79% possession. And I'm saying, yeah, because it's been knocked from Ampadu to Tanaka back to Ampadu. Oh, sorry, Strike or Rodon, and that's kind of where it is. But now with Ampadu back, it might bring up a little bit in intensity. And I know Strike does bring the threat of a pass going forward. But look, lads, he's loads of players on his team. Hopefully he'll shake it up. That's the main thing. He needs to shake it up and play to their strengths, and we'll go from there.
Need to come out swinging, don't we, lads? Like for me, that start, we know the first goal is crucial in any game of football. For Leeds United, it's imperative. We score first, we don't lose. I think we've won 34 out of 37, and the other ones, something like that. And all the rest have been draws. Like for me, maybe we've just got to look a bit open for that first 15, 20 minutes. Just go, impose yourself, and absolutely fly out of blocks. We know we can go a goal up, then we can become a little bit more cautious and keep possession. But I'd love us just to go full blown for the first 15 minutes. Go grab that first goal. Go get that knockout punch in a boxing match. Just go, out the blocks flying, and then you can bring that control. But let's have it a little bit back and forth at first 15, 20 minutes. Then when we get us goal, which we will get if we go like that, because it's the way we are. I just feel like we can start a little bit slow. But at home, we tend to come out of blocks quite quick. And finally, Dillo, we've started getting that first goal early, whereas earlier in the season, we were playing well from off, not getting that goal. Just start a game like that. Yeah, that might be Farker, it might be players' mentality, it might be a lot of things, but just start the game at 100 miles an hour, and then you can rein it in a little bit once you've got that goal. Because for me, that first goal, we scored after 15 minutes in any game this season, we're winning that game. We are winning that game. For me, away from home, we either get another one, or for me, we could probably hold a 1-0 pretty easy with 70% possession with hardly any chances on our goal. So I just think it's that start for me. Start fast, and then you can tweak it to how you want game management.
Because at Elland Road, we're always seem to be like we're up, we're at it. Then first 10, 15 minutes, we're moving the ball quick. There's tempo. You have the third man runs. At home, it feels like it's very kind of like he has the dial turned down, and it's slow kind of pass, and there's no real kind of movement. And it seems to be very hard for the players to kind of get up to that tempo and lift the tempo then a bit. And even when substitutions are made, it seems to be very hard to kind of get up to that level. So I 100% agree. I think it's all just tempo. We just need to be up and at it and in their faces. But there's no denying it, lads. These next 2 games away from home, and I said it to you, Matty, a couple of weeks ago when I think it was after Swansea when we won, when we got out of jail, we had the quality to do it. And that's when we would kind of start saying that this away record is a worry. We've 2 back-to-back away ones now, the exact same when we had Norwich and Sunderland, we drew both of them. And it's like what Sean said, like, if we don't win either of them games, if we draw both, lose one, draw one, and we come out the other side of it, well, then there is a conversation there to be had. Again, I don't think I'll be far out, but there will be a conversation then to be like, what is going on away from home? It's becoming a massive concern then. So it's massive for Daniel Farke, and I don't believe for 1 minute, he's sitting, relaxed. He's definitely looking at these two games. No, the away performance had to be better.
Sure.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we still got 72 points to play for, lads. We could still lose up to 8 games, and we've still get promoted. So I'm just not worried. I mean, I honestly, the home form for me is going to be fine. I don't think we're going to pick wins up, a draw at Stoke, win at Derby. So.
It's so funny, isn't it? How we come to do like a final pint or a review of a home game, Sean, and we just end up talking about everything but the home game. We just hate to talk about because the home game's just so routine. We always go down other avenues because what is there to talk about that? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It happens every week. It happens with every home game. It's hardly
we're just saying the same things, really, aren't we? As what we probably said a few weeks ago. So
all time.
We could talk about me and Darren's flight being cancelled. It was on.
That'd be interesting. What happened there?
So, a lot of drink consumed.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you guys a question? Would you say right now Dan James is our best player, potentially best player in the league right now? I know we've got Tanaka, and it's all based on positions and what you like to see, but would you say Dan James at the minute is a form player in the Championship?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, we agree.
Do you know what I noticed? I noticed just his first half, we're always looking for Dan James. That ball, we're out on the right hand side more than any.
Well,
do you feel like now, lads,
got a lot more of the ball, but
a lot of it with Dan James, we were always trying to look for his pace in behind, get him out of space. I feel like he's a little bit more to his game now, lads. He isn't just, a pacey winger merchant. He's actually, even with the ball at his feet, he's a bit trickier than you've seen, like the little pivot as well that he done in the box, the little kind of Cruyff turn in the box, like outstanding. I do even feel like the ball at his feet, he looks a threat as well. Run away used to be kind of just in behind, let him run onto it, use his pace and cross the ball. Now I feel like he's a good bit at the ball at his feet as well. So, yeah,
his delivery is a lot better as well into the box.
He's enjoying that. He's enjoying that like pressure of it.
Well, lads. You can't keep even the other way, and it goes totally unseen, lads. His defensive work is absolutely outstanding.
It's crazy to say he's like, because for me, you can say he's a really good defensive winger. Yeah, he's so good going forward, but he gives you both sides of it. I mean, we've touched before. People have even said he could probably play right wing back. 100% he could play right wing back in a back five. Way he is up and down, he does both sides of the game really well. But the part of the game I didn't think Dan James had. I didn't think he had that star quality. I didn't think he had that mentality to take a team like Leeds United and be, give me ball, I'm your best player. And he has right now. Right now he's got that, like Sean rightly said there, last year, like with Somerville, we were always looking to the left. Right now, with the form is in, the players know, get it to Dan James. Sometimes things come in cycles and, right now, he's banging form. Will this hot streak last forever? Probably not. At the minute, Lord of Averages tells you he's going to score or assist every game at minute while he's playing. So I love how, we can score from other areas. And the times we do go left, you've got Solomon or whoever else is playing out there to chip in. And obviously we do go there. Hence why Solomon got 2 assists as well, and a goal. But I love how the lads are giving him the ball. And he's backing himself. He's got that confidence. Like Sky, I have never seen Dan James this happy at a club. I've never seen him. He's literally just taking bull by horns and just going for it every single time. He cuts in. He has a go with his left. Sometimes it's wild. He has a go. He's not selfish. He knows when to give it, when to shoot. He's just all round now. He's by far best. He's the best winger in Leeds. He's the best winger in the Championship. And right now, if he carries on this form, his numbers could be staggering, lads. Yeah. Staggering.
I think we're going to see the same for Solomon as well on left.
Me too. Yeah. Me too.
He's really.
I thought he looks. Do you know what I like about Solomon? He's so strong as well. For his size, he's not tall, is he? But
he's stocky though, when he gets stuck in, doesn't he?
Yeah, honestly, really.
It reminds me of this might sound wild. Like, what do you reckon? Still, I think he reminds me a little bit of Shaqiri.
Yeah,
Shaqiri from Stoke. He reminds me of Shaqiri. I thought body wise, now watching him over the last few weeks, it reminds me so much of Shaqiri.
Yeah, good call. Yeah.
Good show. Do you want to touch on this one, lads? Obviously, the Nanto situation kind of has rumbled on a little bit. I thought when he did come on in the 10, he did look a little bit lively, but it's a bit of a head scratcher, is it, lads? When you think back to the start of the season, Nonto was almost the undroppable, wasn't he? Like, he's the one that kind of, has to start. We all kind of seen him as the best player. It's really shaking up now, lads. Like for me, more like my wingers, obviously we haven't seen Ramazani now in a while, so we don't really know where he's at. But you'd be starting Solomon, James, and Aronson, wouldn't you, in that tree? So where do you think this leaves Willie Nonto in his season, and what does he have to do to get back into this side? We go to you, Sean.
Well, I like the look of Ramazani when he come on as well. So he's got him to contend with as well. No, I'd keep it with Solomon on the left and Dan James on the right, and now it's up to Nonto. I did like the fact he did come on the number 10, but I'd like to see a little bit more of him. He didn't have a lot of time to do much, but no, I think his game's got to really up. It's not as good as what everyone thought it was going to be this season, and been quite disappointing. But yeah, I think he could even be behind Ramazani
he is.
And it's tough. And I think the only way he does probably get back in is maybe on the right. If something happens to Dan James or James needs a rest, then we put him on the right because he obviously can play there. But
what we have seen, Sean, with Nonto and Dan James, last season, they both had spells in the team, and they always sort of ended up like Nonto would come out, maybe a knock or just a drop of form, and then Dan James would eventually have a knock or a bit of form, and they sort of rotated. I think Nonto got it towards back end, didn't he, and sort of held on to it for that running. And James had to sort of play second fiddle. But there were times last season where James was showing, maybe not to the level of this season, but there were times last season he was showing close to this for certain games, just not as consistent as he is this season. But I definitely feel like at minute, I think he could play down middle. He's not going to, so his only shirt he's going for really is that right hand side. So he's hoping on a knock to James, not hoping, but you know what I mean, a knock to James or a drop in form. He probably gets a sniff. Right now, Ramazani's second fiddle to Solomon, which I didn't think I'd say, because Ramazani's, I think, the most technically gifted player we've got in this side, and I think his ceiling's higher. As him and Tanaka have the highest ceiling. I think they're going to do wonders in game, Ramazani and Tanaka. But I think right now you can't take people out who are in hot form, and Nonto, he's down. You know what he's got to do? He's got to do what Pido did, Sean and lads. He's got to do what Pido did. He's got to, because let's be fair, he'll get 20 minutes a game. Well, Nonto, he'll get 20 minutes. He ain't going to be an unused sub, I don't think, in any game. Nonto, he'll always come on. So he's got to do what Pido did. He's got to come on and affect a game, get an assist, get a goal, make himself busy, make the manager go. Dan James didn't have the best 70 minutes there. Nonto's had a really good 20. We'll give him a go. Then when he gets, he's got to keep it. He's got to take it. That's the only way anyone on that bench gets a sniff. And whenever we've seen rotation, it's been because of that. Like I say, Pido's a prime example. Every time he comes on, he makes an impact, hence why he starts the next game or tends to get a run of games eventually. That's the only way he does it, mate. Whichever position he comes in, he's got to impact a game off the bench. Now, that's his role, I think, for the next month until he does something to prove me otherwise.
I think that's what the issue is, though, Matty, because I can't remember what game it was. DJ came on and scored. I think Nonto started, and in the following game, then Nonto came on and scored. And it was kind of a head scratcher for Fark, because it's the same situation when it comes to.
Well, Nonto was dropped for Swansea, and he came on.
He got the winner for Swansea, yeah. So, I think the way it is now with Fark, it's the players that are grabbing the shirt, and Pirro has, Joseph hasn't been on it either, to be fair, and Nonto hasn't. So, I genuinely think it's down to confidence and like the two of them believing in themselves, because James is just on fire at the minute. And like I said it a couple of weeks ago, and it was after the game when we were at the winning, and the camera was on Nonto. I just didn't see him happy. We were at the winning the game. He didn't seem like he was, proud of that performance, which he didn't play great. But at the end of the day, the team got 3 points, and he should be kind of happy with, we got across the line. But yeah, look, I think he just needs to keep his head down. And what you said, Mikey, come on and pick the bones of it, whether it is an assist, whether it is a goal, make an impact in that certain way, because I think Solomon and James now are just going to take off. And then like that when Ramazani is fit enough, because don't forget, Ramazani had a good header on Saturday.
Yeah, he could have had
You never know if he had scored that could have been a It could have been a shake-up.
I'm not too sure if Nonto's playing as bad as we think as well. You know, I think you look at it, say they're all on the same level, wingers. You could argue some are better than others, but say they're all on the same level. I feel like Dan James and Solomon are performing above at the minute in terms of form, the red hot form. And if Nonto's just slightly below his, it looks a bigger gap than what it probably is. It's just form for now. You know, I don't think Nonto's a worse player than Solomon or Dan James. People, look, easy preference. People will say he's better than both of them or better than James. Potentially, who knows it? Maybe he is. But right now, in terms of form, and his form being slightly off it, the gap instead of it's like that at minute. But that can change again. That can change like that in one game. I mean, Nonto, I thought he'd kick on after that Swansea game. I thought that was going to be a catalyst for him. It hadn't quite happened, but we know he's got that in locker and he's going to be a great player off the bench. But like Easy said, he's got quality as Nonto. No one's doubting that. He probably just ain't showing it quite as much as the others. It's not. I don't think it's Nonto's playing bad. I think the other ones are just excelling and looking way better currently. But that could change, Darren, couldn't it? That could change like that.
That's what, like, form is temporary. Like, and they always say, look, your class is permanent. We know Nonto is class. We know that he has the quality, and we've seen him shoot off both feet as well. We've obviously had a conversation that he can play anywhere across the front three, off the left, off the right, through the middle. And it is just that, matey. It is, when you look at it, the other side of the fence, you can turn around and criticise his performance and go, yeah, Nonto hasn't been at it, but it is because the others have been so good, and especially Dan James, and you see him, like, he's probably outpassing his ceiling, the ceiling that I thought Dan James ever had. He's been absolutely unbelievable. Solomon, we knew his quality. It was just about getting him fit enough to show it. He is starting to show, so long may it continue, and he stays injury free. We've seen Ramazani as well. He's just a threat. Like, his pace is unbelievable. He's silky quick as well. So yeah, maybe that is it, Mikey. Maybe that's just the look of it. That because we have, three other really good wingers who are probably, hitting that level, and he isn't just quite there yet. But like you said, it could easily turn. Who knows? January, there is a dipping forward to Dan James, Solomon, anyone Nonto comes back in, and then he hits them heights. But that's what a squad is for, lads. You need everyone to pull together when you're not quite at it. You need people around to keep pushing you forward, and Nonto has to do that. Like, he hasn't really, still only a young lad, but he hasn't really shown that consistency for Leeds, lads. He's always, he'll have a couple of games where he hits the heights and then he kind of goes missing and then he'll come back up again. So it is just about kind of getting that consistency for me from Nonto. And yeah, look, it could happen, and let's hope it does, because on his day, he can change a game easily, can't he?
100%, mate.
Yeah.
The fact we're even saying about Nonto should be starting on the bench just shows how strong a squad we've got. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean,
let's be fair, mate. If he'd have signed for Everton last season,
team would want him. So
if he got to Everton, Sean, he'd be starting for Everton in Premier League. And we say he should be a bench player for us.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, spot on, mate. Yeah, agree with that, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get through the last couple of comments, lads, before we wrap it up. Nearly on now for an hour and 20.
I don't want to stop.
Yeah, no, it's one of them. It's just
going.
New Year Day, we don't get a positive result after the results. Something is wrong. Hopefully, Fark gets it right. We have the squad to piss this league. No excuses. And I think that's it. That's how we all kind of feel, is that we do have the squad to piss this league. But I just think the championship, lads, like, if you think of the amount of quality sides that have won this league over the years, lads, it's still never been easy for them. It still hasn't, even less the last season. Like, quality side, we've seen them towards the tail end. Squeaky bums as well. Like, we very nearly caught them, that deadly QPR side under Neil Warnock that had Adel Tarat as well. Like, it's never easy in this championship when you're going to have sides like that going away from home midweek. You've got 3 matches in 6-7 days. Like, it's a lot, lads. Like, it does take its toll on you, the travelling and that as well. So you are going to, and there's such a volume of games as well. Like, 46 games is mental, lads. Throw your cup games in there as well. You're going to slip up, like, and I think it is. Like, no one likes to see Leeds losing, but you kind of just have to think, on the bright side, right, we're thereabouts. We're still only 3 points behind Sheffield United. I just think these next two are massive away from home. Stoke and Derby. I want to see better performances big time. I want to see Fark shaking it up.
We've got 4 games in 9 days from Boxing Day onwards. 3 of them are away from home. Yeah, this. I mean, they're not hard. Hard games. Is it? I mean, Stoke away, Derby away, obviously Blackburn at home, then Hull away, we're bottom of the league. So if you're ever going to turn that away run round, this is the time to do it. That's 3 really God-given games there, and there you go. There's your 3 wishes. Go make it work. You know what I mean? These are really good games on paper to go play. None of them are particularly playing good football. I like that comment what Robbie said. 8-5-6-3, Robbie. Teams win games, squads win promotions, and we're all on that train with that. We all know that this squad is unbelievable. I mean, people said it was a failure him not going up last year. I have to agree. Obviously, it was. It's a travesty if he don't get us up this year. I'd even, I'm Farkin. I'd say Farker probably potentially deserves to lose his job if we end up in the playoffs. Even if we want to go up, I'd look at that. If we finish third or fourth and went up, I'd look at that seriously and maybe look what easiest point is.
And it seems mental saying that, mate. But I agree with you as well. But
I do.
We slip into that playoffs with this quality squad, with the championship
That
not
would
being
be
anywhere near the level of quality as what we had last season. That would be, and like what you said, mate, even if we do go up and we ramp the playoffs, it's definitely something that you look at. How didn't you get the best out of the squad?
100%.
So, yeah, it does. It sounds wild saying that, though, doesn't it?
It does, mate, but right now, because there's still so many games in it, and I still think we'll end up in the top 2. That's why I'm not ready to talk about it. But 100%, if we finish third, come game 46, whether we go up or and we go up, it's definitely something you look at and go, well, after 46 games, he hasn't got us in top 2 in this league. Then you look at it and go, maybe I've got to look at it, and that merit you'd give him and that reward of getting you up might not feel as sweet and might not feel as true if we were to go through playoffs. But right now, I still fully expect us to be in top 2. And yeah, that's where I am on it, lads.
Yeah. I think that's the scary thing for all us fans. It's just that repeating the last season, and I think this is where it's all coming from.
Yeah, it's the scars, isn't it, Sean? It's the mental scars of it, isn't it? Like,
it is, and we've just got to think of the here and now, and it's hard, and it is, but think of the here and now and where we are at, and we're in a good spot and we're in a good position. Sheffield United play Burnley as well, don't they? Boxing Day, so
yeah. But like that, there's so much football left.
Take a draw there.
Off the top of your head, like Sunderland still have to come to Elland Road. We still have to go to Turf Moor, Bramble Lane. Like there's a lot of football to play, and then teams in around us, like West Brom as well. Blackburn coming to us on New Year's Day. So like a lot of them teams that are in around us. We still have to play them. So there's going to be twists and turns. There's going to be swings around us. We're going to have our ups. We're going to have our downs. Like what we always say. But it is just about trying to park them, them worries and them scars, and go, look, that we will be all right. And I do believe that we're just the quality in the squad. And I think we're only going to get better. And I think the last couple of weeks we can see, especially at home, we can see the gears really being put up. Like at the start of the season, it always kind of felt like we were always in second gear. We were winning games. We weren't really, getting the peak performance. We're getting that at home. And like what Mikey said, it's only a small little tweak away from home. And once we start picking up them results away from home, I can just see Leeds run away with it then. Like I really can.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Farkin, 4-0 against Oxford. Brilliant. Stoke, score predictions. We'll smash them.
2-0 away from home. I'm going.
Me too, Sean. Me too. 2-0. 2-0.
3-2 away from home. 3-2.
Yeah. I was gonna say 2-0 as well, but Mike, you're going 2-0 as well, are you?
I am, mate. Yeah.
Right, I'll shake it up then. I'll say 3-1.
Okay.
3-1. Yeah, I'll go 3-1. So yeah, I'm confident we beat Stoke. I'm confident enough in Fark that he has to have seen, now and realised the away form that he has to shake it up a little bit. We've got a couple of coming here. Danny says 1-0. 1-0. And then Easy says 4-0. 4-0 Leeds. So that'd be a nice Boxing Day, that, lads, wouldn't it? 4-0.
Very positive, Easy. Yeah, Mate, I just want to shout that out there. I got the prediction against Oxford. So I'm currently still second.
Told you to put a bet on, didn't I?
Right. I'm right up your arse. Mate, he's just sniffing away there.
Just when I want you to be, Val. Just when I want you to be.
I smell your arse. Any the fart you were down in the mute. Anyway, stinking us out with you.
Fucking hell, yeah, mate.
Right, lads. Look, I think we leave it there. That's it for the final point. Thanks very much, Sean from Wilco White's popping on and giving us the dig out. It's been a good one. Probably will be the last one till after Christmas. So happy Christmas to you guys. Mike,
yes,
hope you and the family have a great one. Sean, you too. Hope it's a really, really good Christmas. We haven't talked before then. Have a good one, and I'm sure then we'll chat then at Boxing Day. Everyone that's been in the chat, thanks very much for popping in. Hope you all have a great Christmas, and we'll chat to you again. The other side, we probably will do a match. Well, yeah, we'll do a little match build up to Stoke anyway, so we will chat to you then. But yeah, look, before you leave the video, don't forget to smash a like on the video, hit subscribe to the channel. Head across to Mikey and ImaginenotbeingLeeds, hit subscribe there as well. And Sean from Wilco White is in the process of setting his channel back up after a couple of issues with YouTube and that. But yeah, that's it. Dylan and Dad, before we go.
Love you all. Have a good Christmas. That's it.
Great stream. Great.
You too, boys.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Merry Christmas.